Alright, so this is a gameplay analysis of a recent scrim I did with my team for my university. I thought I'd analyze the gameplay, go through some of the mistakes I made, go through my thought process, and I thought I'd record it, gain some stuff out of it. Anyway, as a little bit of context for this, uh, on my team is me and a new support we're getting in this season. We have one of our DPS, who in this match played Sombra at the moment, and a backup DPS we got in, as well as one of our DPS flexed onto tank. So the main goal of this was to start playing with the new support, but the like there's not going to be a lot of insults or mistakes with other people's gameplay because there's not much benefit to that. I'll bring up some things that we could have done better as a team, but mostly it'll just be my own mistakes that I'm analysing. In terms of rating, I believe the other team was slightly lower than us, although they also have a bit of a range. I also learned that I do kind of need to play comp more to figure out what rank I actually am, because it's definitely not Masters 2. I'd just say that. Um, so yeah, that's how that went. Um, for this match, this is our first match of the day. We have 6 matches. I uploaded in 6 separate videos. We opened with the meta comp, I believe, which is Winston Dive with Sombra Tracer, Brigada. I was on new support on Brig. Our Sombra player doesn't play Sombra, so we do swap off Sombra pretty quickly. And I'll just get into the video. So, I'll be spectating myself for most of it. Fight 1, they TP onto point. And we go for setting up a Sombra dive. I call the Anzi here. Gonna change some settings while this is going on because nothing really matters here. It's just kind of a warm up at this point. Nothing really to talk about in this fight. I missed the nade, which was a bit of a mistake. Theoretically, I could have gone for like an all or nothing play there and tried nading their supports because their tank was kind of a bit far forward. Like he was going for cleanup, even though it wasn't really a cleanup stage of the fight yet. In higher ranks, it would have been like where they hit every shot. But I'm not gonna lie, I think they didn't really have the right for cleanup at that point, and we could have gone for more aggressive nade, but it's first fight of the day, you know. We were just kind of warming up. So our tank falls, we just back up. I also don't really know the controls for this very well, so it might look kind of scuffed. I call the sleep on the Lucio, although we don't actually have the cooldowns to dive this at this point. Our Tracer gets caught with the pin, and again we just back up. I think this is the point we decide to change our comps. Their cast plays way too far forward. I get sleep, and then I call it, we go for the cleanup. At this point, our Sombra swap to Echo, who he plays more. So we have the advantage in this fight. At this point, also worth mentioning, they could directly have ults by now, and they don't, because we've not been playing the best. But we're playing wary of wall in this fight, because that could be a big problem if I end up split up from the tank. And also, it would mean I can't sleep a shatter. So we have to play wary of that. So we can't just full push in immediately. The cast gets back, I back off, and I rotate round. I call this to the team, by the way, so they know what we're doing. This was just kind of a miscommunication with my tank. Probably my fault. I didn't call it, you know, first fight of the day, again, that kind of thing. I'm not sure if my mouse shows up on OBS. I might have to fix that for the next game, actually. Because it would be quite useful. So for final fight, we go for a nano echo play, and then we push Ryan down center. And we just, don't touch point. There. You know, there's some things to be said, but so I don't want to talk too much about that map. It was just a warm-up for everyone. Everyone made mistakes. Everyone know they made mistakes while they were making them. I talk more about the mistakes we made from this point on. I'm also going to skip the in-between match phase. So we went for a Lucio rush type comp with May Reaper. I think this is a pretty mad comp as well, to be honest. Even the Reinhardt, especially on this map. I don't really play Lucio, but our other support plays BAP, so I was just trying to see, you know, can he play the characters? You know, just because we never played together before. So yeah, I pick up the Lucio, and our main calls for this match was just I was going to call beat and amp and stuff, and then we just go after people, and we call the people we go after, and that was our plan. Not the highest level of thinking, but some level of thinking at least. I don't think I needed to amp there. I think that might have been a mistake. We just get lucky with a soldier on pick, and then once we get amp back, we amp in and wipe the team. We called the kill on, what's it called, Sim, which was pretty nice. The use of Immo there was a bit unfortunate for us. I'm not exactly sure we needed it, to be honest, but we could use it to be safe, because we should win the fight. But the unfortunate thing was that, our BAP got picked off by the Sojourn, so the fight is suddenly no longer in our favour. In terms of ults, our BAP ult's coming up, so we know their BAP ult's coming up. And we have to be wary of that. And obviously, when you're playing BAP Ryan, you have to be wary of fire strikes through the ult. So yeah, this fight's suddenly not in our favour anymore. Even though we only managed to get 20%. So we go for a kill on the Sojourn? Never mind. Yeah, Reaper goes for it because it's kind of necessary. But our tank dies to their tank, and that's the fight over really. Because we just have no sustain. BAP dying's a bit of a big problem for us. Maybe I should have peeled for him at that point. You know, it was just kind of a soldier on one shot. Maybe a good Lucio could have, but again, Lucio not really my character. And then our Reaper dies to Soldier on before actually getting into the fight, which is another big problem for us. So we retreat again. They go hyper aggressive here. I think this is a bad play from them. They used the window there. I think they use another ore as well. Yeah, there you go. They use Shatter. But they're killing us at our spawn. I'm not gonna beat here. Like, who cares if they kill us at our spawn? I think I could have tried to punish their Rhine more, but I didn't want to die and get staggered because we needed to take the point back. So again, a better Lucio would have probably played slightly more aggressive then. I just didn't want to not be able to just beat immediately and go straight back at them. Because we were gonna, at this point we already decided tempo beat into them and win the fight hopefully. I probably should have also taxied them, but again, you know, not everything in my mind. when I don't really play Lucio, especially not in this type of setting. The pick on the sim there was useful. I think I beat it too early, to be honest, because we lose a lot of the value from it. So yeah, we get good picks with our male. So right, this point here was an issue with team communication again. We wanted to hold close, and then 3 of us ended up here, but because the rest of the team wasn't used to playing with the team, the communication didn't. I don't know. It didn't really work. So the team ended up split up. Maybe we should have just backed off, I guess. But yeah, this ended up with a split team, which I think they could have punished us for. They kind of do. People go on a flank on the enemy team. Which means Reaper needs to ult. But he does kill the Lucio. And then he dies to the Sim. So now it's just Bap on his own at the back. But then their team retreats round. As you can see them shooting the Rhine now, and you'll see them in the vision now through the door. So they retreat back. So I think they could have punished us more for this. I think this was actually a really bad play from us, and we just got lucky that we didn't get punished for it. We did still kind of get punished. Right, this fight here is quite a complicated one. So our Mei dies. They shatter our BAP, but then get pinned. I'm gonna get this to half speed to talk about this fight. So we need to keep Ryan alive. But our BAP is being killed by Sojourn, who also has ult. Now, theoretically, their Sojourn could pop ult here, kill us all, and I think we're not too worried about that. Because ult trade wise, we're alright with that, I think. They get the field down, which is really unfortunate. Because that means we are not killing the Rhine. We get our field down, right? But the thing is, I think our field here placement was a bit of a mistake because we didn't really have much control of this space. If I go here, we would have preferred. See, Ryan's backing off. We're like down in materials. We need to heal Ryan before we can fight back. And they've got Lucio over here. We would have wanted a field back here, I think, that we could have sped back to. Because it's not even like a hyper aggressive field that our Reaper can use. It's just kind of like a panic one almost. But you know, it's forgivable. Not been playing as a team that long. Not that big of an issue either. But it does mean we do end up not really having the space we need. And the fight is just not really winnable at this point. So their tank dies, and our Reaper gets killed. And they window. And I think I'm out of position here. I think I should have gone over to between our wall and between the 2 walls that I'm looking at. Where my cursor is. I wish my mouse was shown on OBS. I'm not sure it is, but I should have been a bit further forward anyway. To try and help my team, I guess. I thought the fight was more lost than it was. I think that Ryan shouldn't have died to our Reaper, to be honest. Like, there has to have been some, like, maybe they should have windowed earlier. Anyway, because our Immo is a bit forward out of position, and I'm a bit too far back, there's nothing we can really do here to win this fight anymore. Because we can't actually keep Ren alive. Like, it looks like we can. But even if he goes behind the beam in the center in the middle, he still gets killed by Sim, really. So yeah, I'm a bit too far backwards. Our BAP gets picked. I go for a few more shots. Right, so the thing is I couldn't have gone further in because of the Sim teleport. And I had to worry about, what's it called? The other DPS, Soldier going through the Sim teleport. So I backed off there. I'm not sure if these decisions were the right decisions. I'm like going back through them. They don't seem like there was much better decisions there. But again, I'm not a Lucio player. I don't really know what options I have available to me. Uh, but yeah. So kind of that fight, we wanted to get Soldier out of them, and we didn't. But we're not that bad again. Always. I think that amp there was kind of a mistake. I just did it out of habit. Our Reaper gets picked off again by the Soldier. It's, you know, sometimes it happens. I'm saving beat because I noticed that my first one was a bit early. So I save beat for a bit later. This was a communication mistake here, so Mei gets low. Uh, I call beat. I call the beat. I've already called the beat at this point. But then our BAP drops Immo anyway, and now we don't have Immo for the fight, even though we didn't actually need it here. It didn't really do anything. Because we have to go in, we have to kill the Soldier as quick as possible. I tried to deal with the Sim, but I realized I'm not good enough to. Yeah, this fight, not really the best looking for us. I get killed by the Sim and that's that. So yeah, a bit of an unfortunate issues with communication there. Yeah, but I made a lot of mistakes on my own as well. Right, so this map we go into um running so we're running Bull, so we're running Pharmacy, which is one of our team's things. Pharmacy, Fire Echo. Not Fire Echo. Mecco, is it? I don't remember what Echo Mercy's called. Anyway. I run the Moira, which I've been trying to pick up. I kind of realized that my Moira isn't really up to standard. Like, in the matches I play on my own, sure it's fine, but my fades aren't really the best timing, which I realized throughout the day. And yeah, you know, it's not quite up to the standard I want it to be at yet. And we run a Tracer, but Tracer's quite, we run it quite a lot throughout the day, just because it's quite a solid pick. They run the Sim TP straight to point. We do call this, probably gonna happen. The cast was a surprise for us, but apart from that, we're expecting their comp. See, I normally don't do that orb, but because they're doing the TP, probably I do the orb. So this fight they set up on point. The Castanede's kind of a bit strong, I'm not gonna lie. Like, especially against Tracers. The thing is, their cast was like just a higher rank player than our Tracer. No, like offense to our Tracer. Like, they were a substitute that we just, it was really helpful if they played for us. Because otherwise we wouldn't be able to play. But, yeah. So, their hit scan player, pretty strong player, we struggled against. Not really. We struggled against doing what we want to do. We had to come up with alternative ways to deal with them in later matches. And our ball gets booped off because our ball is not a tank player who does not play ball. I tried to farm some ult charge because we need summon, but I just die anyway. It doesn't really matter if I die. So I swapped to Kiri to coordinate dies with Doom because I think that's pretty strong, and I think my Kiri's pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I hate the TP bugs, but I do think my Kiri's pretty decent. So yeah, this is just farming something until we call something. To be honest, like I should have landed one of these shots. Um, you know, I do land a lot of nice shots, but I make mistakes in this fight. Like I shouldn't have let Mercy die there. I don't think. Actually, we could go back and just check whether or not I could have saved Mercy there. Right. If we slow this down. Alright, I use those on Farah. Shoot, heal. Ah, no. So, because I did the healing on the Doom, I couldn't have healed Mercy. Mercy was out of position, definitely. But I probably could have predicted that and tried to keep her alive. That would have been an improvement to this fight, if that would be what I needed. Yeah, and then by the time I get there, it's too late. So not Echo, Farah goes to pick up Mercy, they swap Echo. And our agreement here is, if Farah dies this fight, we swap. Probably to Echo as well. And if not, we try and stick with the pharmacy. They swap D.Va, and we get a lot of calls this from this point on. So D.Va dives in, right? I'm really close to Kitsune here. So when I get it, and D.Va gets demaxed, I just call a dive on their backline. Like they have nothing against Doom coming in there and killing them. Echo's too far forward to do anything about it. Yeah, it doesn't really matter how this fight goes, to be honest, because alright, this is kind of a spoiler, but when I called this dive, our Tracer just TPs and dies to the Cass. It's a bit unfortunate. That's Fan the Hammer, right? I think that's Fan the Hammer. Sometimes nothing you can do about that, I guess. But the fight should still go to us. So yeah, they ult here. I think that's just a lack of experience. Like maybe they didn't know we were just gonna completely like walk at them. Maybe it was a panic ult. What did Bap have here? Yeah, he had ammo. Like maybe it would make sense if he didn't have ammo. Uh. Anyway, I land the headshot on the Bap. Pretty nice shot. Do not land the headshot. Also, I'm just ignoring the Echo because she can't kill me. Even if she sticks me, I have Suzu, I have TP. I live. So when I use Suzu, now I get out because now she can kill me. We don't even need to kill Baby D.Va. Like, she's gonna kill herself. Even if we don't. Because she can't farm ult that quickly. Especially against this comp. So yeah, we're sticking on the Fire Mercy against the Echo. Their Echo being unable to kill our Fire is a big benefit to us in these fights. So I TP to the Mercy because I know she's gonna die there otherwise. I somehow managed to keep her alive, and then she gets to go back to Farah. So at the moment, the amazing thing to notice is we still have the point. So even though the fight's not necessarily going to us, ult-wise they have copy, they have a high noon, and they're gonna have bombs soon. And we have nothing else we were gonna spend apart from these two, and Farah ult's not the best. Although somehow Afara does manage. I kind of paused them a bit too late, spoiling the outcome of things, but Afara manages to kill the Mercy. With the ult, which is surprising. Not saying if I was bad, I'm saying that doesn't normally happen. You don't normally kill a Mercy with a fire ult. So they use. So we're just stalling point at the moment. It doesn't really matter if we win this fight. Our Echo dies for our ult. Our Tracer does manage to kill their Cass, which is useful. And we just go for their Ana again. We just call a dive on their Ana. I'll just show that again. So yeah, we just go straight for the Ana. Mercy. I think it's probably worth showing this. It was a bit funny. Uh, so the two things to show in this clip are first is the Tracer. Wait, I think this is a bit too far back. Anyway, this is Tracer's movement in this fight. So yeah, that's off the map, and this is Mercy's movement. So Mercy gets the res, doesn't get the res actually, and then goes for kills with the ult, which isn't the most fruitful. I wouldn't really advise it. And then also, I think the main point here is that there wasn't really a backup plan. There's the plan to kill the Ana, and that's when the plan ended. So yeah, that's what happened with that fight. I'll just show you. So yeah, that was where the plan ended. We're still stalling point now. I managed to kill the Echo. And the thing is that they have no real kill pressure. I think Cass's positioning, to be honest, was quite bad during this. I just think the Cass pick wasn't really the best. Like, how is he actually going to pressure us? The D.Va's not going to be able to pressure us. Our tank, like, not our tank, but the person playing our tank was brilliant. Like, played it perfectly, really. Like, not played a perfect Doom, played our advantages perfectly. I died there. That was a mistake. I forgot about melee, to be honest. I should have Suzu'd a little bit earlier. But we managed to get the 99%. I think this time we call so we have Kitsune. And they have Bomb, High Noon, maybe Nano. We just know they don't have Mercy ult and Echo ult. So I call go right, I think. Because they're left. And we call go right and punish their Ana. Because, you know, going after their Ana seems to be quite useful to us. Through force point, I don't rush yet. Because their Cass is still far back. And we need some way of dealing with it. They miss sleep. Which is immediately just my call to go. Because you see the sleep go past us. Maybe if you're not an Ana player you don't know, but... I go really slow. That's the sleep projectile. That white one there. So I use that as a go signal. And then, right, they know they have to nano D.Va here. Because Ana knows she's probably going to die. And if she doesn't kill us here, then she doesn't get to use nano at all. Because we just win. And the other thing is that when we call this dive, she cannot nano echo. Nano echo is probably the biggest threat to us. Because that can probably kill our echo in the 1v1. So yeah, this was kind of like perfect conditions for us. Echo out of the way, but no sleep. So that was why we did the dive. Yeah, I just ignore D.Va. I get a nice headshot on Ana. A nice headshot on the body shot on Cass. Again, I'm just ignoring the threats to me. This here, bit scuffed. A little bit of a scuffed. A little tiny bit scuffed. Tracer TP's there. I TP the wrong side of the wall. Like, what the hell? They're trying to get me killed. Luckily, I got good reaction times. I hate the TP bugs. It does make ignore those shots that I miss. We take point back. I think Echo should have like peeked a bit harder to try and stop this. But then Echo falls off the map. Actually, maybe maybe I look at how that happened. Oh no, that's unfortunate. I still don't think it changes the fight though. Lucio touches. Tries to get saved by D.Va, but D.Va doesn't manage to. D.Va ult, we're not that scared. We call that we have to kill Cass, and Tracer does that, which is good. This is just cleanup, to be honest. There's not really much to talk about here. We just execute the cleanup quite nicely. That headshot did not look like I landed it, but I did. And that is how that ended. So yeah, there's going to be more parts to this coming out. 6 parts, because there's 6 matches. First one, we lost 2-1. The main points to this match, I guess, were... team communication. You know, it was a new team, so there's team communication issues that lost us map 2. As well as Soldier just got a few nice picks, you know. Not everything we do about. And then map 3, we played quite well. We were quite good at the Doomfist dive, to be honest. Even without a specific tank player. And we could... It was really useful that our Pharah could hold their own against Neko. I think the dives were executed quite well. There was the time I died, when I shouldn't have, to the D.Va melee. So I wouldn't say the match was without mistakes. To be honest, I'm going to be more critical of my mistakes in the matches we won, because, you know, you can afford to then. But a lot of the mistakes in this match were just because we weren't a team for very long. Another thing I noticed is that now I've started playing more aggressively, my healing done numbers, as you can see on the left, and the Kiriko at the bottom, normally end up lower than my other sports. Which, you know, maybe is a little bit of a problem that should be brought up. My damage done was a lot higher because I was playing Kiri, obviously. I don't think it's that much of a problem though. Like against certain comps, you could say it would be, but I wasn't playing BAP. I wasn't really playing Ana. I didn't really play Moira. Mercy Kiri is a bit of a strange combo. I think you'd normally combine Mercy with Ana, but you know it was really good for our comp, to be honest. Uh, Maybe it was unusual, and I guess they were just not expecting it. So that's that game. Thanks for watching. I think I'm gonna set these to upload like once a day or something. And goodbye.